And welcome back. That concludes the second period of play in Game 5 of Toronto versus Tampa, first round matchup. Not the period we were looking for. I actually think they dominated Tampa. I do. I think they outplayed the hell out of them. Obviously, they came out of behind because of a weak goal, but I do think they were. I think it was a good period. They had control of the game, in my opinion. I don't know what you guys think, but Johnny Mac, what are you thinking on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard because you see Tampa's given it, and Toronto's had some good looks. Let's face it, Vasilevsky's been good. They've had some good looks. I think Nylander's starting to go, and that's going to be big. I saw a couple shifts late in that period where his feet are moving, and that when that guy's dangerous, his feet have to move. If he's standing still and kind of, and I think if we could get him going, he's a key guy, and I think his confidence has shot a little bit. I think he's been, he had a great year, but he was still kind of, put down.
He had a great start to the year, and then the last three or so.
You got to have you got to keep confidence in mind. He's still a young player, right? You don't want to, you want that guy going. No different than Bunting. Bunting's going to help this team. I think he deserves to be out today because it was a selfish play, but he'll be back. I mean, he's a top 6, 40, 50 points without Matthews. And he can play hockey, but he's got to play on the edge, but he can't cross it.
He's got to act like he did for the first 10 minutes of game 1, where he wouldn't react to anything, in the end of the regular season when he wouldn't react to anything. Because Tampa's going to take a run at him if there's a game 6.
Boys, you know who I really, really like, and I think he's been really underrated in this series, is that Perbex. He is steady as all you know what for Tampa. I've been so impressed by his play. Every time he's out, there's confidence on the stick. He doesn't overplay his position. He's steady as you know what, and seems to make the right decision every time he's on the ice. I really like him.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's looked good.
Young kid, too. Young kid.
They're not playing him enough, though, are they?
No, I think they should be playing him more, to be honest.
6.5, 7 minutes.
And, good player.
But Edmund plays 30.
But do you know what I mean, though? Like, every time Perbeck seems to be out there, you notice him.
Yeah,
you really
absolutely.
Do.
But you got to kind of address the elephant in the room right now. Nyes takes a shot off the shin pad. Didn't feel good. Skated off. Looked terrible skating off. And Giordano takes a big hit to end the period, which I think it's going to be big because Toronto's going to be on the power play to open the third, which if they come flying on the power play, it's going to be a tie game, and it's going to be kind of
Do we know that we didn't get a call, though, at the end there?
There's no way we will have a power play.
Yeah, it's going to be 2, but I think it should be 5.
Definitely should be 5.
It was on the numbers.
That was textbook.
I hope Gio's a big part. I worry about him a little bit more than I worry about Nyes. The Nyes' shot wasn't one of those shots that's going to break your leg.
No, it's
back of the calf where there's no padding.
It's a stinger.
He's going to have a stinger, and he'll be out for the third. I think they'll spray him and
give him a little cortisone. He'll be fine.
But I mean, I didn't hate the period, but I didn't love the period. Let's put it that way. The one, that was a tough goal for Samsonov to allow. I mean, you got to make that play. I think. But having said that, about halfway through the period, Toronto had them pinned for about 2 minutes, and Marner blew a tire. And then Paul went in on a 2-on-1 and he shot. And I was scared on that 2-on-1. I was like, this is the one that's going to break their back.
We're going to break the back. That's right.
He stepped up and he made it. That was a good save. He played real good position. I don't know who was on the back end, but they took the pass away. And
it was Brody, I believe.
Yeah, he played it well, and so that's a good sign. You know what? You're going to let in bad goals, right? You're going to have bad shifts. You're going to make bad plays.
Let me ask you guys this question.
Yeah.
we've talked about this, Kara and I, on Coach's Corner. We've talked about it a lot. In the first 2 or 3 games, have you not found Samsonov rather, very wide on his angles? Very wide.
I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen that? Really? In the first 3 games, you haven't seen Vasilevsky overplaying his angles?
I mean, at times, for sure. When you say the first 3 games, that implies that, he's out of position. He wouldn't be playing the way he is if he.
The one goal that I saw where he was completely out of position was that first goal of the game when Achari scored 2 games ago.
First goal of the game 2.
Yes. No, game 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, game 2.
Yeah, but you didn't. You guys thought he was perfectly on point in game 1. You guys thought his angles he wasn't overplaying shots and halfway out of his net.
I think he was nervous, and you're right. Yeah, he got caught several times.
That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying. Listen, I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not throwing Samsonov under the bus.
No.
I'm just saying that I thought he hasn't been himself. In this, we're up 3-1, and he's played good, and he's made key saves at key times. I'm just looking at him on his overall game, and to me, he hasn't seemed comfortable.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a real uncomfortable position to be in when and it may not be anything physical.
No, I think it is mental. I do. I agree.
If you're a starting goalie in Toronto in the playoffs, you got a little bit of weight on your shoulders, right? That goal that he let in there in the second, that's gonna, get in your head. But was my point after a big. Usually, when you got them pinned and then they come out tired on a 2-on-1,
that's when it happens.
Goes in the back of the net.
That's when it happens, because that's exactly what I was thinking too. I saw it come out and it was a 2-on-1. And I was like, "Fuck!" That was the first thing I just under my breath said, "Fuck!" Like this.
Yeah. No, I mean it was.
And we got a little post luck on the Stamkos shot, which, you know what? Let's be honest. Everybody thought that was in.
They got some luck there too, though. Vasilevsky doesn't know where that puck is when he makes that save off his elbow.
Oh no, 100%.
Yeah, and there was a penalty on that play that the post. There should have been a penalty.
The one behind the net? Yeah.
And then they go down and ring one off the post. But those are the times that
it happens, right? Every game.
You need a little bit of luck. You gotta stay somewhat healthy. So let's get back to the 2 guys. Giordano, he's just a key guy. The nice thing is they're deep. You got guys that can step in if need be for a day to.
You have two defensemen that can step up and play at the.
Listen, and I have said this from day one. I would love to see Gustafsson in the lineup. I would love to. I mean,
he might get a shot.
Keefe's going to play his son, Justin Hall, every moment he can, regardless of how he plays.
I thought he's been our second or third best defenseman this whole series until the second period tonight. I thought he had
that was not a good period for Justin Hall.
He's been steady, bringing these guys in, bringing the McCabe's of the world and the Shens of the world. Took a lot of heat off Justin Hall.
100% it did.
All of a sudden now he's not in a position that he feels, so he can play a little bit less minutes, little different situations.
He's a little bit more protected.
I'm seeing an offensive side of him come out right now that I haven't seen. He's getting deep on the forecheck sometimes, and he always does it at the right point, right? You don't want your defenseman to go in there when you already got 3 forwards deep. He seems to get in there when there's a trailer or, Matthews is back at the point or Marner's on the other point, and all of a sudden he's a big body, right?
John, you'll remember, I don't have a problem with Justin Hall when Justin Hall keeps his game very simple. When Justin Hall keeps his game very simple, he's a quality 5th or 6th defenseman in the NHL. When Justin Hall decides he's Bobby Orr, that's when we run into problems.
Yeah, but I think he kind of had to play he had to wear a bunch of different hats all year this year. And
he's being a utility defenseman.
Yeah,
which is not what he should be. I agree. He overplayed because he had to, but that's not his game.
But it showed, getting rid of a Sandin, which, the golden child for a while here. And he did well in Washington, but let's face it, he was.
Well, let's be honest. He had a good start in Washington.
He was very good offensively in Washington.
Yeah, he was a minus player. Yeah. So, it's, and you don't want to bash a guy that's gone, but what you have to give up to get certain things, it makes sense, right? They got a first rounder in the deep draft, and they got a guy that might have to step in here tonight or tomorrow night.
And listen, and I really like Gustafsson. I've got full confidence in Gustafsson coming in. Like, if he had to. I'm not saying he is coming in, but if Gio can't go, I've got full confidence in Gustafsson. And he's a guy who can step in and run your power play as well.
Do you think it's Gustafsson or do you think it's Liljegren?
I think Liljegren will get the first shot just because he's a homegrown.
Wow.
I'm just, I don't know. I
think Gustafsson's the right choice. I think they go with Liljegren.
Yeah.
So I would go back to you and I would say that's a classic Sheldon Keefe move.
Well, I don't think it'll be a Sheldon Keefe move.
No,
that'll come from upstairs. You don't want to show. You don't want to show up your scouts. I mean, this is a little bit different, but I think they would say you got to give Liljegren a chance, right? He's earned it.
Is Liljegren going to? But is Liljegren going to play on the power play?
Does he need to?
No, but do we not?
That can play on the power play.
Yeah, but would you not agree that as a defenseman running your second power play, you'd want Gustafsson on the ice?
Well,
I'm just asking you. I'm not asking. I'm asking you. What do you think?
McCabe. I'd have no problem with McCabe out there. He handles himself well.
TJ Brody.
Brody.
I don't know, guys. TJ Brody's been pretty scary this offseason. This postseason. TJ Brody has not been himself.
Not like offensively, he's been fine. It's just he's had a few bad plays.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but
I don't.
That plays in your head, though.
I don't care if he's on the power play, though. He's fine on the power play.
Yeah, he struggled. He's been struggling for sure. But then a Hall steps up. That you got depth here, and that's
No, you do have depth, and you know what, guys? Even Connor Timmins has looked always good whenever he's come in offensively as well.
Well, that's my point. When you're 9-10 defensemen deep right now. You're in a good spot, right? But here's what I'm going in there, as a coach in between periods right now. I wouldn't have said a word. I would have came in right at the end and said, okay, you know what? What's going on with Gio? Gio's probably in protocol, probably going to give him the night off.
The way he looked, though, when he went off the ice, he actually looked all right.
I thought he looked okay, too. Okay, Brent, good. I'm glad you said that because I thought that, too.
If he's allowed to stay, he'll stay.
Yeah. He's not stepping out of this game by choice,
right? But now what I'm doing, if I'm going in there to motivate the boys, I'm going in and saying, look, they're running around, they're trying to hurt our guys. That was on the numbers. Go out there and score on the power play and step on their throat and get 2 more. And let's end this tonight. Get Gio some rest because the second round won't start for a week.
Yeah, let's have a couple of days off. Let's take a break.
I'll give you guys 2 days off. Go hang out with your family. We're gonna get back on the bus on Sunday or something, right?
Hey, so Johnny, let me ask you this then, because you guys were both quick to tell me that this management group knows what they're doing.
Yep.
Did you notice a propensity to play the puck towards Hedman this period? Did you? Okay, I didn't see it, so I'm glad you did then. I didn't notice that. I watched Hedman when he was on the ice intently.
There's only so much you can do. You're not going to overplay a puck to try and get it onto Hedman's side because at the end of the day, he's a fantastic hockey player.
Now he's got him 2 minutes in, pretty good on the right wall, and he absorbed that hit. But he's tough. But here's something. He came in. And then I think it was Nylander came down and Hedman had him. I don't know if you guys saw this.
He lined him.
He peeled.
Yeah.
Hedman finishes that check 100 times out of 100.
Yeah.
100 times.
Yeah, and he lined right off of him, Johnny.
Yeah. Yeah. So, we'll see. I think they have to have a good start. Hopefully it's a 5, but if it's a 2, you got to score.
Yeah,
zip it around, but
if it's a 5, the game's over.
I think so. I think they scored 3 on it.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree.
Is there anything online that might be here? Let me check here. 1 sec.
Do we We all agree, though, right, that we do not want to go back to Tampa for Game 6.
No, well, of course not.
If you don't
No,
win
but
tonight,
like,
hey, I think if you don't win tonight, there's a Game 7.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree. No, and listen, and we know what Game 7s are, right?
You lose Game 5 at home, you're probably going to lose Game 6 on the road.
100%. And we know what we do in Game 7s.
Other than the only thing is that hasn't been the trend this particular postseason. The trend this postseason is teams are winning on the road. It's in this series.
Well, in this series especially, who would none of us would have picked that. Yeah.
No, in the New Jersey Rangers series, no team has won a game at home.
I know.
I'm not. It doesn't mean anything. I'm just saying, it follows the trend.
You got to win tonight. You got to dig deep here tonight and end this. You're a better team. You know when you're going, and
they also could have scored 5 goals in that second period. Yeah, they had the opportunity. Matthew Nyes,
how about New Jersey coming up 3-0, guys?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nobody is winning at home in that series.
Nyes
is returning for the third period.
Nyes is back. Okay, good.
I just
what about Gio?
Got that. Nothing on Gio yet. But the way he got off the ice, it didn't look like he was injured. So,
yeah, I felt like Gio was down, but it looked like he was lucid coming off the ice.
What's going on, Jesse? But I think it looked ugly, and I hate to say it because I don't think Gio's this kind of guy. He may have just wanted to sell it a little bit. Mark Giordano is not on the bench to start the third period.
That's not good. And so and I brought this up earlier before we went on air. Do we think that there's a tangible difference between that hit by Maroon on Gio and what Kyle Clifford did last year?
I think it was
yeah. I mean, it's pretty close. Pretty close. You know.
Are we talking suspension for Maroon?
I think it's a major penalty.
Are we talking suspension?
Do we think so? Does anyone have the box score? Have they wrote it down as a 2 yet?
Right now, it's on.
Let me check.
Because Giordano coming back for the third period, not coming back for the third period may have something to do with that. If they don't have the box score.
Hold on, I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, now there's a fan going after her.
After Maroon?
Yeah, in the penalty box.
Good.
Happened the other day, too.
It's yellow shirt guy. Shirt guy's back.
Did you see Patrick? Did you see what Corey Perry did to Patrick Maroon?
No.
In the penalty box the other day when the fans were going at him.
Yeah.
Maroon went to put his stick up and Perry grabbed his stick subtly and pulled it back down, basically saying, no, you can't do that.
Yeah, so you can't scare a fan.
So getting at, look at them in the box. That's crazy. But these guys are going to they've already got the security out there.
Nuts. All right. Are we going off now?
Okay, boys. We'll get back post game. Go Leafs, go.
See you shortly.